What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tom's Take. This is my movie channel. My name is Tom and thank you very much for joining me for this video. Today I wanted to talk about the Solo Star Wars story movie and the two trailers that we got over the weekend. When they first announced they were doing a Solo standalone movie and it was going to be a young Han Solo film and they were going to show how he met Chewie and how he met Lando and how he got the Falcon, the Kessel Run, all this sort of stuff that is probably going to be in the film. I was like, I don't want a Han Solo movie. You know, I don't need one. To me, we found out what we needed to know about him in Star Wars A New Hope in the cantina. We knew everything we needed to know about him. Keep the mystery alive around that character. I don't want to know too much. I don't really care how he met Chewbacca. I really don't care about it at all. Put in a tweet and I'll find it interesting, but I don't really need to see it play out on screen. It's the first Star Wars film that's coming out that I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Then they released the two trailers and I watched them and surprised to me, I actually dug them quite a lot. I did a trailer reaction to the main trailer that they dropped on Good Morning America and it was really late at night here, so I couldn't go into depth about anything. I couldn't really discuss it because everyone was asleep, so I had to just get the reaction up quick and then I thought I'll do an in-depth video later, so this is that video. So I wanted to just talk about a few of the things and the reasons I am personally getting excited now for Solo because of what they showed in the trailers. And the big one to me is Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo. He wasn't doing an impersonation of Harrison Ford. He wasn't just trying to mimic Harrison Ford. He certainly had the mannerisms of Han Solo and the speech patterns and the body language. You know, that has to be consistent with what Harrison Ford did. But he's not just going in there and doing a straight up Harrison Ford impression. I think a lot of people wanted them to get that Anthony Ingruber guy who does Harrison Ford impersonations on YouTube. And he was in that Age of Adelaide movie playing the younger version of Harrison Ford. And look, I saw that film and I saw him in that movie and he's not a trained actor. You know, he's a very good impressionist, but he's not an actor. He couldn't carry a film. And while his Harrison Ford impression is good for like 5 minutes, you get the shtick just wears off. So I'm really glad that Alden Ehrenreich found this perfect balance of pick up the mannerisms, pick up the body language and the speech patterns without doing a full impression, because I think at that point it would just start to feel like an extended Saturday Night Live kind of sketch, and that's not what you want. And you also want, you know, the new actor to make the character his own in a way. He's got to make it his own. You know, Ewan McGregor, when he played young Obi-Wan Kenobi, granted, there wasn't that much to go off in the original trilogy because Obi-Wan in those films has a relatively small yet important role. Ewan definitely had more meat to work with in the prequels for Obi-Wan, but he made it his own and it worked out really well because he is the best part about those movies and he is by far the most beloved actor in those films. So Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing his performance and seeing what that will bring. The other reason I'm getting more and more excited for this film is just the dynamic between Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo and Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian. I think that could be something really special. It has a lot of potential to be just great. It could end up being great. Now, granted, the funny thing is, and this was pointed out to me this morning actually, that, you know, people are like trashing on, but even before the trailer, everyone's like, oh, I don't know about this kid playing new Han Solo. But then you ask them what they think of Donald Glover playing Lando, and they're like, oh my god, he's gonna be amazing. And I'm more kind of like a wait and see kind of person, but, you know, he definitely has the look. Donald Glover definitely looks like Lando in this trailer. You know, he definitely has that charm and that smile and that attitude about him, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their dynamic together, seeing what their relationship was like when it started, how they got the Falcon, that game of Sabacc, which I think is going to be in the film. That excites me, and I'm the guy going around going, I don't want to ruin the mystery, I don't need to see these things, but if we're getting these things, if you're telling me this is what we're getting, okay, I'm gonna try and be optimistic and try and get excited for it. And as the days get closer and closer to this movie coming out, I am getting more and more excited. I went from cautiously, curiously optimistic to actually getting excited now. Oddly enough, when they released the first picture of the Millennium Falcon for this Solo movie, I just had this knee-jerk reaction of, not my Millennium Falcon! And then I thought about it, and someone said this to me that, like, remember Han in A New Hope says, I've done a lot of special modifications on this ship myself. And I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, actually, that makes sense, that the Falcon would look drastically different from when he first got it to when we see it in A New Hope. That he has made changes, and clearly he made just a lot of drastic changes to the ship in its overall design. I thought that line, I always took that line to mean like he just, you know, worked on the hyperdrive and fixed up a couple of the engines and things we don't see on the ship. But clearly he changed the overall design of the ship as well, gave it a new paint job and things like that, and added the dish on the top, and that's really cool that that's going to be part of this movie. At least I hope so. I hope that we see him actually working on the ship, because that would be kind of fun to see. So anyway, guys, that's just a video and some of the reasons I am excited for the Han Solo movie. Going from someone who wasn't totally into the idea of this movie, I didn't want this movie. I still would rather they not have done this film. But look, it is a Star Wars movie, so I am going to go and see it probably multiple times. I'm probably going to love it. But I would rather them go and tell news stories. And by the way, news just came out today as well that the Game of Thrones writers are now doing a new series of Star Wars films separate from the saga, separate even from Rian Johnson's trilogy, so I'm really excited about the possibilities that that brings. That means that now we're getting, finally Lucasfilm are going to get out of this habit of going back to things we already know outside of the main saga. We're getting Rian Johnson's news stories, and now we're getting the Game of Thrones writers doing news stories as well. That's going to be, I'm so keen for that. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will talk to you guys next time. May the Force be with you, always.